Coldplay concerts are supposed to be magical, right? But this one? Oh no, this one absolutely shattered lives. Andy Byron, the CEO of Astronomer, just lost everything. His marriage, his reputation, and all of it exploded right there in front of tens of thousands of people, thanks to one unexpected cameo on the jumbotron. And the cherry on top, Chris Martin unknowingly lit the whole thing on fire.
I feel like this isn't a good way, and if you're gonna get caught cheating, it shouldn't be like this.
Well, maybe he should have thought of that before he was cheating.
Okay, so buckle up, because this is not your usual scandal. We're talking about the most public affair reveal possibly in corporate history. Like, seriously, it's not just messy, it's catastrophic. Andy Byron, big tech guy, out here leading a fancy company like Astronomer, got caught red-handed, lips a little too close to someone who definitely wasn't his wife. And it's not just anyone, it's Kristen Catt. Yeah, the chief HR officer, the one person who's supposed to deal with workplace misconduct.
There was a Coldplay concert, and where was the Coldplay concert? I was at Gillette Stadium, home to the NFL's New England Patriots in Foxborough, Massachusetts. And here is what happened. They had like the kiss cam kind of thing that goes around, and I guess we should play it. Do we have the video? That zeroed in on this one couple, and I'll describe it for the listening audience, though I imagine 99% of the audience has seen this clip already because it's gone totally viral.
And no, this wasn't leaked messages or secret photos. This drama unfolded in real time, live, at a Coldplay concert, right there on the giant screen for 60,000 people to see, and millions more online later. Everyone else is dancing, waving, having the time of their lives. But then, boom! Camera lands on Andy and Kristen, and they absolutely freak. You know that deer in the headlights look? Yeah, times 10. Andy tries to vanish behind a rail. Kristen, she spins around so fast you'd think she was trying to teleport out of there. And then Chris Martin, completely unaware of the emotional earthquake he just triggered, cracks a little joke. Either they're having an affair or they're just really shy. I mean, that line, that's what detonated the internet.
The guy is Andy Byron, and we fact-checked it. He's the CEO of Astronomer, okay? He's at a Coldplay concert, and with his HR head, Kristen Cabot, and they got caught on the...
Within seconds, the video spread like wildfire. You could practically hear keyboards exploding as people rushed to share it. And that one clip, Andy and Kristen caught panicking like teens who snuck out past curfew, became the meme of the moment. But here's where your heart just breaks. Andy's wife, Megan, she wasn't even at the concert. She found out, just like the rest of us, through that very same viral video. Imagine that. You're scrolling through Instagram and bam, there's your husband getting way too cozy with another woman in front of a stadium, on the jumbotron. The humiliation, the betrayal, that's beyond cruel.
Everyone, tens of thousands of people here in Boston, watching this.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Megan, bless her soul, she handled it like a total queen. No rants, no dramatic posts, just quiet, graceful devastation. First move? She dropped Byron from all her social accounts. One tiny name edit that said everything. Her previously bubbly, supportive feed went cold. No more happy family moments, no more shout-outs to her husband, just silence. Loud, powerful silence. And then came the bombshell. She's divorcing Andy. No looking back. Done and dusted. Sources close to her, and girl, even whispers from her own circle, confirmed it. She's out, and honestly, good for her. And while Megan's standing strong, the internet basically became CSI. People tracked down everything in under 24 hours. LinkedIn's, dug up, family photos, circulated. It wasn't just Andy who got exposed. Kristen, too. Turns out both of them were married, with kids. And now, it's not just a scandal, it's a corporate disaster.
On your wife, that makes you a scumbag. Let's just start there, full stop. But if you want to be a retarded scumbag, then you can go cheat on your wife at a concert where you're liable to be put on a massive camera in front of everyone.
Support for Megan flooded every platform. TikTok, Instagram, even LinkedIn turned into a roast fest. Someone commented on Andy's old post with Coldplay lyrics, "When you try your best but you don't succeed." Ouch. But the jokes aside, this wasn't just about getting caught. Andy's company, Astronomer, took a direct hit. You know, the one that preached values like leadership, transparency, and trust? Yeah, that one. Their own CEO just got caught on camera locking lips with HR. Astronomers scrambled fast. Andy's on leave. Kristen, her name vanished from the leadership team. Her LinkedIn's locked. Her email deactivated. It's serious. Investigations are underway, and not just for the affair. People are digging into promotions, decisions, anything that might have been compromised by their extracurricular activities. And wait for it, Kristen's life? Equally messy. She was married to, not just to anyone, to another CEO. You can't make this up. So let's rewind for a second and talk about Kristen. The woman caught cozying up with Andy Byron? Yeah, turns out she wasn't just the HR head at Astronomer. She's also married, and not to some random guy. No, Kristen is allegedly hitched to Andrew Catt, CEO of Privateer Rum. Yep, another CEO. Hold on, it gets juicier. Before Andrew, Kristen was married to Kenneth C. Thornby. They split in 2018, finalized the divorce in 2022, and they even share a child. So already, we've got a timeline packed with relationship drama. But somewhere in between that chaos, Kristen found herself a new ring, this time from rum mogul Andrew Catt. According to the New York Post, Kristen and Andrew co-own a home in Rye, New Hampshire. And guess what? In February, they dropped $2.2 million on a fancy coastal house together. Not just that, they sold a 4-story property in April for over $1 million. So yes, these people are not playing around. This is high-stakes real estate, high-stakes scandal. Now here's where people started connecting the dots. Kristen, who once listed herself on LinkedIn as part of Privateer Rum's advisory board since 2020, has been closely tied to Andrew professionally and personally. And now, her entire profile is gone, deleted, vanished like she never existed. And honestly, can you blame her? And just for some extra flavor, Andrew Catt isn't just a modern-day CEO. He claims he's descended from the original Andrew Catt, a Revolutionary War privateer and rum distiller. Like, we've got historical legacy in the mix now. But it's not just about the flashy names and money. Photos of Kristen and Andrew, with kids, have surfaced online. No confirmation on when or where they were taken, but it adds another emotional layer to the chaos. Because if that photo's real, those are two families. Two sets of children, being dragged into a disaster they never asked for. And Andrew? He's had his own relationship roller coaster. Married in 1993 to a woman named Ma, 2 kids, divorced in 2013, then married Julie in 2014, another divorce in 2018, now Kristen. How does someone go from marrying a CEO, building a family, buying mansions, and then throwing it all away in a stadium full of Coldplay fans? That's the million-dollar heartbreak question. And let's not even get started on the workplace angle. Kristen was literally head of HR, like the person in charge of company ethics. And there she was, publicly entangled with the CEO she worked under. Not just morally questionable, it's professionally disastrous. Even if Coldplay didn't catch them red-handed, it's hard to believe nobody at the company would have figured it out eventually. This wasn't subtle. Karma just happened to speed things up via jumbotron. But the worst part? The kids. These aren't just headlines to them, it's their parents, their families. Imagine walking into school knowing your classmates have seen your dad or your mom exposed on a stadium screen and plastered across the internet. That's not just humiliating, that's trauma. And yet, through it all, Megan Byron held her head high. She didn't lash out, she didn't go online and tear Andy apart, she didn't seek attention or throw shade. She chose silence, she chose dignity, she chose herself. One Coldplay concert was supposed to be a night of peace, music, escape. Instead, it flipped her world upside down, and still, she walked away with grace, quiet, strong, unbothered, a whole queen. But Andy and Kristen, they didn't just wreck their own lives, they did it so publicly that now they'll never live it down. And honestly, they brought this on themselves. Now let's talk about how the fallout really started crumbling. Fast and loud. People weren't just side-eyeing Andy, they were ripping him apart on every platform. Social media turned into one big roast session, especially on LinkedIn. His old posts became gold mines for sarcastic Coldplay lyrics. Like someone literally commented, "When you try your best but you don't succeed." The audacity, brutal. But it didn't stop at jokes. Astronomer, Andy's beloved tech company, had no choice. They couldn't sit there pretending nothing happened. The man who was supposed to embody leadership and integrity was outed in the worst way possible. So, boom, indefinite leave. Kristen disappeared from the leadership page. Her LinkedIn got locked down, her work email, toast, gone. And then came the internal investigation. We're not just talking about a slap on the wrist. Number of people inside were questioning if that little fling influenced promotions, hiring, company culture. The very foundation of trust in the company shattered. Because when your CEO and HR head are caught cheating on a jumbotron, it's not just embarrassing, it's a full-on organizational crisis. And while Andy's world is crashing, Kristen's marriage? That's another level of chaos. Remember her husband, Andrew Catt, CEO of Privateer Rum? He's a public figure too. And now his name is being dragged through this mudslide. People started wondering, How does someone cheat on a CEO with another CEO? And worse, how do you drag your children through it in the process? This isn't just some private affair. This is public humiliation. This is headline-level shame. Kristen didn't just betray a husband, she betrayed her own kids, all in front of co-workers and the entire internet. And while Kristen ghosted the internet, Andy lost it. Sources say he had a complete breakdown, like full-on rage mode. Rumor has it he wasn't just mad at whoever filmed him, he was allegedly furious at Chris Martin. Yes, you heard right, Chris Martin, the Coldplay frontman who unknowingly set the whole scandal on fire with one offhanded joke. Word on the street is that Andy or someone from his team actually reached out to Coldplay's management. They were apparently demanding that Chris clarify his joke, as if Chris was going to come out and say, "Oops, didn't mean to out an affair. Be so serious, Andy." And it gets even messier. One Reddit user claimed Andy even considered sending a legal notice, a lawsuit, over a jumbotron moment, claiming it violated his privacy. Sir, you were cuddled up with your HR head at a public concert, on camera, in a packed stadium? There is no privacy when you're locking eyes on a kiss cam with someone who's not your wife. Meanwhile, Chris Martin, dead silent, no tweet, no statement, nothing. A plus PR right there. He clearly didn't mean any harm, it was just a playful moment, a joke, but that joke, it wrecked Andy's whole life. Let's be real here. If Coldplay ends up getting sued by a CEO for accidentally exposing his affair on camera, that's not a scandal, that's a sitcom. And it's clear, Chris doesn't owe Andy a thing, and if you thought it couldn't get worse, oh, it did. After days of silence, Astronomer finally dropped a public statement, and it was everything.
They're both married, not for long. Oh boy.
They confirmed it. Andy Byron officially stepped down. Gone, outside, resigned. The board accepted it. The company basically said, "Our values matter. Our leaders should have known better. He didn't, so he's out." Pete DeJoy, the co-founder and chief product officer, is now acting as interim CEO while they search for someone who doesn't blow up the brand on the jumbotron. And then came Andy's personal apology. Honestly, flat. Bland. He said he wanted to apologize to his wife, family, and team, said he was taking time to reflect, blah, blah, blah. But then, oh no, he added that this private moment became public without his consent. Wait, what? Sir, this wasn't a private moment. You weren't caught behind closed doors. You were at a Coldplay concert on the kiss cam with a woman who isn't your wife. The audacity. You're not the victim here. Your wife is.
Fallout tonight after an awkward kiss cam moment at a Coldplay concert went viral across the globe. Now, we've now learned that the technology company Astronomer has announced that its CEO, Andy Byron, seen here, as you saw, embracing a woman who is not his wife, has resigned.
And the internet? Oh, it ate him alive. People thought the whole apology was a parody, Coldplay lyrics and everything. Turns out it was fake. Someone made up a dramatic apology just for laughs, and it actually felt more believable than the real one. That's how bland his actual statement was. The truth? No PR firm on earth can save Andy now. No legal team can unsee what was shown on that screen. No corporate statement can undo what's already viral. This wasn't just a scandal, it became a moment, a reference point, a meme, a warning. Now here's where the story turns from disaster to empowerment. And Megan, she chose peace. She chose herself, and the world noticed. So the next time someone says they're going to a Coldplay concert for some wholesome vibes, you better believe they're checking who's sitting next to them and who might be watching from home, because what started as a night of music became a legend. The kind of story people don't forget, the kind that doesn't just trend, it sticks. So here's the final takeaway. If you ever think about doing something shady in a public place, remember Andy Byron, remember the jumbotron, remember the Coldplay concert that wrecked a marriage, torched 2 careers, and gave us one of the most iconic caught in 4K moments of all time. And remember Megan, the woman who walked away with nothing but class and probably a very good lawyer.